Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Chainlink and its native token Link. We're just going to be providing a general market update. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So the price of Link is coming in at just over $17. And of course, none of us are going to be celebrating a $17 Link at this point. But it is interesting in the sense that we are approaching the bull market support band. We are at the lower bound on the Link Bitcoin valuation according to where we've previously been over the last year or so. And furthermore, the Link Ether valuation still, as it always does, seems undervalued. So we just want to talk about some of those milestones to watch out for and take it from there. Now, before we get into all those charts, I wanted to show a pretty cool way to look at the valuation of Link. This is the percentage drawdown from the prior all-time high. So whatever the most recent all-time high has been as a function of time throughout the history of Chainlink, it then shows you what is the drawdown from the prior all-time high. That way you can kind of see where things are with respect to, say, being on sale or not on sale with respect to whatever the most recent FOMO price is. You can see back in 2018, we went all the way down to negative 80 to 90%. In 2019, we spent a lot of time going back down to like negative 50 to 60%, and also in 2020 as well. And then in 2021, we often found ourselves down 60 or 70% as also we saw in 2022. So while the current price action for Link might not be, it might not be the best, it's also not exactly unfamiliar with people who have followed Link for the long haul. We've seen these types of price action before, especially with regards to the drawdown from the prior all-time high. But it does show a decent, I think it presents the information in a way that is a bit more visually appealing by looking at it as a function of time. Regardless, if you go look at the bull market support band, the valuation on Link right now to get back to the bull market support band would be ranging from around 1891 up to around 1909. So really just getting to $19 would get us back up to the bull market support band. Not that it's that impressive of a feat for us to get back up to that level. I would actually argue getting back above the 50-week might be a little bit more impressive. That's actually currently coming in at $24, and it's where we were most recently rejected back in January of 2022. So in the event that Link does get a nice push to the upside here, by let's say 35% or so, we would then be at the 50-week moving average and then be contending with the same area that we got rejected by just a couple months ago. So that's sort of what I'm looking at with regards to the Link USD valuation. $19 in the short term if Bitcoin can hold these levels, and then if it can rally up to the 50-week, that'll be where the next area I imagine of resistance would be. But what's I think more interesting is the Link Ether valuation. And what we're sort of looking at here is we've put in a bottom, at least a local bottom back in December on the Link Ether valuation. And it sort of seems like the Link Ether valuation is trying to sort of put in a double bottom, but maybe a slightly higher low. So to get it basically to pop back up this way, back above the bull market support band, just like it did back in January of 2022. I mean, it remains to be seen if it would be any more successful than the most recent attempt, even if it does get that push. But that's sort of what I'm watching right now. Can this sort of become like a double bottom, like a rounded bottom on the Link Ether valuation to get it to push back up and get another go at the bull market support band, which has basically been bleeding against Ethereum since August of 2020. So I mean, we're legitimately looking at about a year and a half of the Link Ether valuation just systematically bleeding, and it's been a fairly brutal bleed. I mean, Link Ether is down about 89%. This is, I mean, it certainly has my attention in the sense that you don't want to see the altcoins that you hold. You don't want to see them just bleed against Ether. So you have to take that into consideration. With that said, we'll see if we can get some type of a bounce here. The Link Bitcoin valuation looks somewhat interesting. I mean, if you sort of just look at this line where we've previously looked at it, you can look at it a couple different ways. You can look at it on a logarithmic scale, which looks like this. And you could argue that we sort of have fallen below some of the prior levels that we once upon a time held as support, at least on the weekly time frame. If you take it down to the bottom of the wicks that we've previously seen, even going back to December of 2020, the Link Bitcoin valuation has even dropped below that. You actually have to go all the way back to March of 2020 and April of 2020 to find the Link Bitcoin valuation at this valuation. Like we haven't been at this valuation, the Link Bitcoin valuation, since like March and April of 2020. So, I look at this and I say, all right, well, we're sort of at the bottom of this sort of macro range that we've been in for 2 years. The Link Ether valuation is potentially putting in a double bottom with a slightly higher low. And the Link USD valuation still leaves a little bit more to be desired in terms of seeing at least some type of a push back up to hopefully the 50-week moving average. I would argue the main headwind right now is Bitcoin above its bull market support band, but at the current time still being at least temporarily rejected by the 200-day moving average. So I think that's sort of the main risk in the market at the moment is what does Bitcoin do here at the 200-day SMA? Do we break above it like we did in August of 2021, or do we get rejected by it like we did in April and July of 2018? I mean, I feel like we're at a crossroads right now, and the valuation of Link with respect to a lot of these with respect to the blue chips and also probably with respect to the US dollar is highly dependent on what Bitcoin does here at its 200-day moving average. But I just want to provide a general update for Link. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. If you do, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Check out the Into the Cryptoverse Premium at intothecryptoverse.com. Lock in the lower rate. We do have a sale currently going on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.